Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in to another episode of Nerd Up. This week, I got Dalton Anthony.
Yo.
Asa Gray.
Yes.
And I'm your host, Jesse Kimball. All right, so Stranger Things, Season 4. Got a teaser. It's definitely happening.
Was it just the logo?
Basically.
Nice.
It was the logo, it was the number 4, and then, it was all in like the neon lights and the red neon.
Do they do Roman numerals or actual numbers?
It's actual numbers.
Okay, cool.
And then it gets eaten as though we're in the upside down. Have you watched any of Stranger Things, Dalton?
No.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm winning.
Asa's at least watched a season.
I have watched a season and 2 episodes of season 2.
You both make my heart sad.
Heath Hatton has threatened my life on 2 occasions because I haven't seen it yet.
It's so good.
In my defense, I did not love the first season as much as everybody else did. I very much enjoyed it. I don't regret watching it, but the initial, I don't know. I guess I don't have that nostalgia for the 80s that a lot of people do, because that's a big part of that show's success is because it friggin' nails
everything about the 80s.
Yeah, small town living in the 80s. Mine is, and then, also upside downs and secret government facilities spoilers.
Yeah, no, it's sci-fi. It's awesome horror sci-fi.
Yeah, and I don't know, it's just there's just something about it that it didn't really click with me. And then but Audra really loved it. And then we started to watch the second season, and the first 2 episodes were entirely about the kid with PTSD.
Oh, yeah.
And that was kind of not super cool for her to watch. She wasn't, she was like, cool, glad this thing that, is a legit thing is just being used as a plot point. Kinda. So
you could see it as I guess that's one way to look at it. I like to look at it as they're putting a spotlight on.
You also don't have it.
I know, but I'm like, this is a thing that people have.
Yeah.
And look how awful it is for this kid.
So relive the thing you already are dealing with. Is kind of how she so it wasn't a fun watch for her, so we quit watching it, and I just never went back to watch it on my own.
Which is fair. I get that.
Which, I mean, she wants to go back and give it another shot, but it's just I'm like, I'm fine that we didn't. It's not like I'm going to actively avoid it. I'm glad that I heard the 3rd season kind of had some ups and downs, so hopefully the 4th season is a little bit more. Wait, was it the 3rd season or the 2nd season?
The second season had 1 episode in particular.
That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, there's 1 episode that's completely skippable in the 2nd season that I didn't hate quite as much, I think, as everybody else did. Mm-hmm. But I get it. I'm not mad about anybody that says that episode's terrible. It's like, yeah, you're right. But other than that episode, season 2 is really good, and then season 3 I liked all the way through. I thought it was just fantastic. Mm. I really, really enjoyed season 3. I like the show a whole lot. But yeah, after the number 4 gets swallowed up by looks like it's in the upside down. It sends a message: we're not in Hawkins anymore. Hawkins, Indiana, being the fictional city in which the story takes place. So presumably it's moving other places. I can't say a whole lot without spoiling season 3 with some of my theories and some of the ideas that I've been kicking around the old noggin. That I'm sure are all over the internet already, but
real world places or places in the upside down or both.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the name of that gun from Borderlands 3?
The Nighthawken. And I love the tag on it is Stranger Than Things. Such a good gun too. It's so good. I love Borderlands. All right.
That was the exact reaction I was hoping for.
Yeah. And it's an SMG too. Mm-hmm. Everything about it made me happy. All right. So the Duffer Brothers, creators of Stranger Things, have also signed a multi-year film and series overall deal with Netflix. So it's not necessarily all going to be Stranger Things, but they didn't say what exactly it was going to be, how many years, what the value was on it, just that they have come to terms on a pretty big deal. Which, cool.
Yeah, good for them.
Yeah, no, I'm really happy about it, especially if anything else they produce is half as good as Stranger Things, then sweet, keep it coming.
Do you think it makes sense to do a Stranger Things movie? Not in the sense that, if they announce a movie, you would be like, oh, why would they do that? Or, do you think that because they're doing these TV seasons currently, that should they do a movie as well, or do you think Would you want them to do something different?
I'd be fine with them doing a movie, like the whole like 5 seasons in a movie. I'd be fine with that.
Like if it was if it was 4 seasons or 5 seasons or whatever, and then it ends with the movie, the Stranger Things movie.
Yeah, I'd be fine with that. Like it's one of those things I wouldn't be fine with it because it means it's done.
Yeah.
Kind of like Breaking Bad, I guess, like in that respect. But like I would be fine with it getting a good ending in a movie or something like that. That would be completely okay. And if the Duffer Brothers go on to do other great things, like in addition to Stranger Things, that'd be sweet. Be up for all of that. All right. Sony and Disney have come to terms on Spider-Man.
Woot!
Hoorah!
I'm confused because one great, yes, thank you. Good things. I genuinely thought you made the Breaking Bad reference specifically because you were going to transition
into El Camino.
Yeah, and you were going to do a segue, and then you didn't, and so it
threw you.
Yeah, I thought we were going right, and we went hard left. But yay, good, good.
Yeah,
I'm glad I don't have to go to jail.
I thought about it for a second.
Stupid nerd stuff.
Going straight to El Camino, but then I was like, no, everybody on here wants to hear about Sony and Disney.
Yeah, this is the big story.
This is the big story of the week, the biggest story of the week, easily. And I need to just talk about Stranger Things. Like I had to get that off my chest because
I'm sorry we're not better. I'm sorry it's not like Austin or Cody.
Oh man, yeah. Or like
wait, does Cody watch Hunter? Am I thinking of Hunter?
Hunter definitely.
All of my
does.
friends are the same people. Like none of you, I can't tell who I'm sitting here with. If you didn't introduce us at the beginning of the show, I wouldn't know who I was talking to.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if Cody. I doubt Cody watches it. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, Cody does not like anything remotely scary.
Yeah, he's not a horror fan.
Hunter, big fan of Stranger Things.
That's what I'm thinking. It's the two people who contribute the most to the group chat. It was one of those two. Have mentioned it.
Tanner also a big fan of Stranger Things, but I think that's all that's in the group chat that is actually. I know Shannon liked the first 2 seasons. No, he definitely watched season 3 because we talked about it on a Thursday episode.
Okay.
Because Lindsay was a huge fan of it. Shannon did not like it. I think I swayed him a little bit by the end of the episode because he was looking at a trope in a very different way than how I saw it.
Oh, okay.
And when I brought up my perspective on it, he was like, well, okay, but I still don't like that trope. Like, no, that's fair.
Yeah.
It's fair.
Jesse's it time travel?
No, it's not time travel. It's not time travel.
Because if I was just, I knew as a friend you wouldn't be mad at me for watching something and then halfway through season 3, it's like, hey, we're in the 90s. Like, oh, hold up.
Oh
no. No, there's no time travel. You're good there. All right, so back now to the main story here. Sony and Disney. Sony and Disney have come to terms on Spider-Man.
And it means we are getting the third Spider-Man MCU movie.
We're getting the last movie in the trilogy that they had planned.
Yep.
For Spider-Man, and we're getting him as a guest star in another Marvel movie
appearance
under
in another
this deal.
Which could be anything from he could be in the next Avengers movie as a major character, or it could be one of the deals. Oh wait, no, they specifically said that wasn't one. Never mind. Retracted.
All right.
I was getting because with when they were talking about how many movies Christopher Evans had left.
Oh,
and then he was in Ragnarok. He made he was in it for
the
12 seconds in Ragnarok. In a hallway scene, and it was just wait, does that? And they're like, no, that one doesn't count. That was a given.
Was that Ragnarok or was that Thor 2?
Might have been Thor. No, it was Thor 2. You're right.
Yeah, because it was when Loki was walking around.
Yeah, it was Thor 2. That because I thought it was Ragnarok because I've seen 2 most recently, because I was doing the rewatch and I did not finish it.
Yeah. Either way, I doubt. Yeah, he's supposed to be guest starring in a movie.
Yeah.
Not just cameo.
But like
appearance.
I said, they flat out said that one didn't count. So the point I made was again moot.
Fair enough.
I'm excited to see what else. I'm excited to see what else they do with him. Like if they do a new Avengers thing, if they decide because now if this is a deal that is now set in stone, and after those 2 appearances are done, then Spidey completely reverts back to Sony, and they decide to not pursue any of the MCU stuff anymore. Mm-hmm. Who was it? I think it was Ace Hawkins on Saturday was talking about if he shows up in the Doctor Strange movie and he falls through the multiverse and he lands in San Francisco.
That would be interesting. I could see that happening. Just
that's how they
write him out.
They write him out of the MCU, but simultaneously add him into the Sony universe.
That would honestly the only reason I don't see that happening is
it's too
because
good?
I don't think that Marvel will
Acknowledge.
not just acknowledge. I don't think that Marvel will play that nicely. If Sony decides that they no longer want to play ball with Spider-Man, easily the biggest name in Marvel Comics.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think anybody's going to argue that with me. The most popular character in Marvel Comics is Spider-Man.
I'm not going to argue it. But there could be an argument made for Wolverine and Deadpool.
I could see the argument being made.
We're not arguing it.
Yeah, no.
We're not arguing it. It's just those...
I know. I'm acknowledging that, yes, an argument could be made for those characters. I would then just say, no, you're wrong, and and we would move past it.
I think I just saw Daddy backhand Mommy at the dinner table.
No, because hypothetically.
I think I just saw Daddy hypothetically backhand Mommy at the hypothetical dinner table. Did you see the trailer for Letterkenny season 4?
No.
Oh, it's going to be great.
All right, I'm excited. I'm looking that up later.
Shoresy's back.
Of
course he's back.
I think you're absolutely right. I absolutely do not think Marvel would do that favor to Sony.
No, they would not.
Unless it was some sort of gesture of goodwill before they're like, I mean, we're about to buy you anyway. Like, sure, go ahead and play in this other multiverse because what was it called when they merged all of the universes together? The events when
Secret Wars?
That was the event, but what was the actual thing called that because they had a name for it in the event? Like,
I have no idea.
It's the convergence is happening or something like that when the two universes were smashing into each other and destroying each other.
Yeah, the Ultimate Universe and the main universe.
The characters who were the Illuminati had a name for that event happening because they're like, hey, this
I
is
remember
happening.
what you're talking about, but I don't remember what it was
it's like
called.
they know that's coming.
Yeah.
It's because we're about to just buy you up and then we get Venom.
And Tom Hardy is written out. Because a lot of the popular theory is that he's going to finish up the trilogy, and then Spider-Man is going to get written out in one of the movies.
Yeah.
Like probably another Avengers movie or something like that. And it's one of those things where I think that if Sony decides to not play ball after that movie, that the Spidey straight Tom Holland dies in a movie.
Yeah.
If Sony decides they're not going to play ball.
Do you think that? So do you think it'll be an Avengers movie? Like, do you think they will wait that long? Because we have the Phase 4 lineup.
Yeah.
And it does not involve an Avengers movie.
Correct.
And so do you think they will hold on to that? We get to use Peter Parker one more time card, or do you think it's going to be something like he'll show up in Doctor Strange or?
I think he's going to show up in Captain Marvel.
In Captain Marvel.
Yep. That's my thought. Like there's gonna be a team up situation going on there with Captain Marvel. Don't ask me why.
That's just it. That's your gut feeling.
Yeah, that's my gut feeling.
Okay.
I think Captain Marvel is gonna be the one that Spidey shows up in. So either way, like
is it because he showed up he debuted in Captain America, so he'll go out with Captain Marvel?
I would dig that. So yeah, I think that's the way that ends up playing out is if Sony decides they're not going to play ball anymore, because what I think is going to happen. So the deal they got going originally, Disney was like, we want 50-50. Like we want to pay for half the movie, we want to get half the profit. Sony said no because they were paying for the entire movie and taking 95% of profit. So they're like, yeah, no.
Why would we say yes to this?
Right. Like, why would we take significantly less money and do no work? Well, because otherwise we're not going to do it. You drive a hard bargain, Disney. So they negotiated it down, I guess, for at least these two movies to 25%. Marvel's going to pay for 25% of the movie and get 25% of the profit, which definitely a significant step up for Marvel, significant step down for Sony in terms of who's getting money, but both of them are still getting a gigantic amount of money.
Well, and then I wonder, too, if maybe there's a part of that deal that we don't know that it is like, okay, but...
Yeah, see,
there's a creative direction you have to go with the character.
It could be. What I see this as is Sony testing the waters just to make sure they're still going to, it's still going to be worth their time and effort.
Mm-hmm.
I say effort like
Or
they're
lack
doing.
thereof.
I was about to say like
Marvel's gonna make just worse than the original Spider-Man 3.
They're gonna tank their own creation.
We're introducing Norman Osborn. We're introducing the Sinister Six. The Leaper is gonna. I know he was in Civil War, but we're bringing him back.
Batroc is back.
Yeah, Batroc is back.
Hell's bells. We're gonna bring our own Venom in. Just another one. Actually, no. We got Tom Hardy. He's just gonna play a different
It's
character.
just alien goo. We're just sentient
Goonum.
alien goo.
His name is going to be Monum.
Monum. There it is. Yeah, I like that.
Or Monev. Yeah, there you go. That's what Venom backward is. Anyway, I think that what they're gonna do is they're gonna look at Sony like, all right, see, you still made a buttload of money, like
For nothing.
for posting this to your social media. Here's your trailer, post it, like get them YouTube monies.
Puck drops on Saturday, mother effers.
To be fair, they have to keep Tom Holland. They have to make sure Tom Holland is under constant surveillance so he doesn't reveal something.
That's probably a part of Sony's expenditures. Yeah,
That's their one thing.
they have to have
dude with a
they have a
dart
real
gun.
life Happy Hogan that has to monitor Tom Holland all the time.
He has monitored screen time like a toddler, but not for like developmental reasons. Just because it's like, no, if you are on Twitter too long,
You're gonna spoil.
you're
the movie.
gonna point out the Green Goblin appearance. Like, just don't.
So yeah, I think that that's what it's gonna be, is just like so that Sony can be like, okay, yeah, this is still viable for us. We're still making money with this. Yeah, you can keep playing around with Spider-Man, but we're gonna go off and we're still gonna play with all the other characters in that universe, and we're gonna make a Madam Web solo movie. By the way, guys, that was not part of a bit. The next piece of news is that Sony has announced they're going to develop a Madam Web solo movie.
How many F-bombs do I get?
None. This is Nerd Up.
So is that less than 5? Because I got a series just in the
Yes.
chamber
He has
ready
6.
to go. Because what do we say every single time they talk about these Spider-Man characters that aren't Spider-Man getting their own solo movies?
Yeah.
Why? What is the point?
And they even
You're going
split
to
up.
have Madam Web.
What's her thing?
That's where one of them was. You're going to tell a Madam Web story somehow without Spider-Man.
Yeah.
No, you're not. You're not. It's not like Venom. Okay, like it happened.
Venom has had many stories by himself.
Right.
There's
he's-
enough meat on the bones to
he's
get you
an
something.
interesting enough of a standalone character that I don't think it was as good as it could have been. Like if that movie was made while Spider-Man was in that universe, I think I would have liked it more.
Mm-hmm.
But there were too many things that should have involved Spider-Man that didn't for me to like really enjoy it.
No, I agree.
Other than I also just did not enjoy the movie in general. But Madam
Web.
The whole point.
There's another one.
The whole point of Madam Web is
It's a supporting character for Spider-Man.
a supporting character for Spider-Man, and she is so. All of her lore can't exist without there being a Spider-Man.
Right. And she's
unless they are trying to set up a universe like a Spider-Verse that just doesn't have a Spider-Man, in which case you are missing the heart and soul of a Spider-Verse, because this whole act revolves and relies on Peter Parker.
Yeah. No, it makes literally no sense to do a Madam Web solo movie. I don't know how they're going to do it or what they're going to do. Like, because
All right, no, I know
Madam
solved
Web
it.
is an embodiment of a plot device.
Yep.
Like, she is there to tell Spider-Man like cryptic stuff. And like, this is going to happen. You got to do this.
Cryptic spider stuff.
Cryptic spider stuff. I'm sorry. Like a whole bunch of stuff about the webs of fate have you now. Or, any of that kind of shenanigans, because that's who Madam Web is. She doesn't have solo material.
So what they're going to do, though, is they're going to make a Black Widow knockoff, and her codename will be Madam Web.
Oh my God.
Ooh, there it is.
Probably. Just make us
Timestamp that, internet, because I feel like I know it's not going to happen, but I also feel like there's like a 12% chance that it might. And if it is, you all have to subscribe to our Patreon, patreon.com/Podzilla1985.
Oh, that was a good one.
Yeah, I'm good at this.
That was good.
They so very easily could just do like a Spider-Woman movie. Like they could have a Spider-Woman solo movie with Jessica Drew.
How have they not? How have they not done that? Because then you could have her be your Peter Parker.
Yeah,
and then she can be the
of all of the movies they've announced.
You just broke them, by the way,
yeah,
DC Dubs.
yeah.
Jeez, don't yell at me.
I genuinely cannot handle the fact that they have not done that.
Of all the ones they've announced, we got a Silver, because what I was going to say earlier, they actually split up Silver Sable and Black Cat, so that they each are getting their own movie. It was going to be Silver and Black. Now
When did
it's
that
just
happen? I thought they canceled it.
no, like it's like been a year that they announced that they're split it up. So they've got just two of them going. They're working on scripts for it. For a Silver Sable solo movie and a Black Cat solo movie. We got a Morbius solo movie. We got Sony's working on so many solo movies for a Spider-Verse with no Spider-Man.
I will give you Morbius, and I will give you Silver Sable. Those characters don't necessarily have to have Spider-Man.
They don't.
Because they're just kind of offshoot villains that really you could do anything with.
Yeah, and with Silver Sable, you really could have, like, she doesn't even necessarily need to be a villain.
No, yeah, exactly.
Because she's kind of been like, she's a mercenary,
and same thing
basically.
Same thing with Morbius. Like, he doesn't necessarily have to be a villain. It's just his origins kind of are.
No, he absolutely starts out that way.
Yeah, he totally starts as a villain because he like kind of doesn't understand how he can control what's happening to him. But then down the line, he does become his own anti-hero.
Right.
Whereas Black Cat, you really need to have Spider-Man because
their whole relationship
her biggest story is just being a knockoff Catwoman.
Yeah.
Like, that's just the arc.
She does have a superpower compared to, Catwoman or something like that. Yeah.
What's her superpower?
She has really good luck. She's basically
So
Domino
like
Light.
Domino.
No,
Yeah.
that's Domino.
Yeah, she's Domino Light. Or no.
Diet Domino.
She doesn't have really good luck. Everybody around her has bad luck. That was it.
Oh, that is the same power.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, because the episode of Supernatural with the Lucky Rabbit's foot, it's pretty much just.
Yeah, like that is the exact same power.
Well, sort of. Like basically,
no,
the difference between having good luck and everybody else having bad luck is good things happening to you versus like you getting away because bad things happen to other people.
But here's the thing. You cut it the same way. I have a gun with 6 bullets in it, and I'm Domino, so I shoot 6 times and I hit 6 people. Okay, I got good luck.
Is that good luck for you, or is that bad luck for them?
Versus bad luck, which is I don't have a gun, they all have guns, but they shoot each other.
Or
is that
guns
good
all
luck,
just jam.
Or is that good luck for you or bad luck for them?
So it's the same power. Oh, I'm about to use one of yours.
No, sir.
Black Cat is basically Domino Light.
Oh, you sons of guns.
Yeah.
White hot room. White hot room.
I forgot about that.
It's been one of those things like it's not talked about often in Spider-Man comics, and like there was actually a period of time where it's like it appears to be in the comic books the more evil she goes, the stronger her power becomes, but the more like not happy she is with things in general. So yeah, because that was a whole storyline during Slott's last run on Amazing Spider-Man, his last arc. He did that entire thing he did the evil Black Cat, like where she was becoming the kingpin of crime while the kingpin was becoming mayor of New York.
The run before the Red Goblin?
Yeah.
Because I didn't read that because I was like, I read his last arc and she was in it like 3 panels.
Yeah, because the Red Goblin was his last run. The arc before that was about a whole lot of Black Cat stuff, and then Black Cat had kind of been in the background setting. It looked like Slott was setting Black Cat up for something, but it never really came about. And then in Nick, oh God, what is his name? Nick Slott?
Spencer?
No, Spencer. Nick Spencer.
Nick Slott did not sound right.
Nope, it did not. Yeah, Nick Spencer's run, he sort of like has backtracked Black Cat completely.
It's just Dan Slott, but with a mustache. It's like, yes, different person.
God,
I am Nick Spencer.
Dr.
Yeah,
Zed.
because it was because it was Black Cat. It was after the Superior Octopus stuff or the Superior Spider-Man stuff. Black Cat didn't really believe Peter Parker when he was like, "No, it wasn't me that ruined your life."
Oh yeah.
Because she was kind of on the up and up, and then like Doc Ock just completely ruined her. So she went super evil, had a real big like needs to kill me a Spider-Man, and that's kind of how that went. And then it just kind of went nowhere. Dan Slott just kind of left, and then Nick Spencer took it up and fixed Black Cat. Just fixed their relationship in general. They're cool now. All right, so that was a whole lot. That was a whole lot on Sony and Disney. Oh yeah, we did.
And
move
Madam
past the-
Web.
And Madam Web.
You know, honestly, the
Getting
way
a
we were talking,
Spider-Man-less movie.
I really thought we went into comic books, and I didn't catch the plug. And I wasn't about to be like, hey, when did we talk about Villainous Grounds?
We will in a minute. First, Kevin Feige. Going back to a little bit of Sony and Disney stuff here.
Back at it.
Yeah, Kevin Feige, it looks like he's going to develop a Star Wars project.
Yes.
The follow-up rumor to that is that he could be leaving Marvel to focus on Star Wars.
No.
Yeah, no, that's illegal. Like
You're not allowed to leave the MCU, Kevin Feige. You're
This
there
will
forever.
actually this will actually spark a civil war in the country. Tell Shannon I said that on Thursday so he can smile.
unless he can, like, I don't know. It's cool. Like, I'm interested to see. I think he's proven that he's kind of a master of building a universe.
Yeah.
I wish they would have brought him on before Episode 7, but it's fine.
Yeah, I think that, well, because,
He's also just great at science fiction.
yeah.
In general,
and I mean,
so-
he has the general idea of where he wants to go. He's really good at, like, finding the people he needs to find. Because for Star Wars, they had a Kevin Feige in Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
And she very much had, like, a story that she wanted to tell through all those movies. And it just, I don't know. Like, I liked her story.
Mm-hmm.
But I understand that that's a little bit of a hot take. Or I've been liking the story. I guess we still have the one movie
And
left
it's not
to go.
that I don't like the story. I just don't think it's been executed particularly well. Like, I think there have been characters that are completely unnecessary and, you know, redoing plot points. And it's hard to tell your own story when you're trying to completely retell a story from 1970.
Regardless, Kevin Feige, though, has proven that he can work in that kind of an environment with the MCU, and obviously on a much larger scale at this point. Which, boy, if you ever told me that the Marvel movieverse would have a larger, well, no, there's a whole lot of comic book lore out there if you're going to include, like, the Star Wars books in that lore.
That they all retconned?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now it is significantly larger.
Sorry, Starkiller.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
I'm still salty about that.
in fairness, I don't think Starkiller ever. No, yeah, they did try to make that canon. It was
Yeah,
Force Unleashed 2 that was not canon at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, Force
'Cause-
Unleashed 2, they announced straight up like, nah, this one ain't canon, but it's a continuation of that story that's kind of neat.
Yeah,
because
there's two different endings of Star Wars Force Unleashed, and the one
the
where
canon ending involves Starkiller dying.
yeah,
Sorry for the spoiler from the 10-year-old game.
but go play it still. It's a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, it's super fun.
Second one's okay.
But yeah, the in order for that one to be canon, Starkiller has to die, which makes sense because
Well, I
in
mean,
the other ending, he kills Vader.
Yeah.
No longer canon.
I mean, you can still do. I don't know if Force Unleashed 2 is like. I feel like there's something with it because it's all clones. So like,
Oh yeah, he was a clone.
he was a clone because
Yeah.
the canonical ending is Starkiller dying at the end of 1. So but like Vader is just trying to clone him over and over again until he gets the one he wants.
Yeah, that's
Until
right.
eventually he's invincible because he's killed him in every manageable
It's
way.
not Doomsday.
He's not?
No,
Doomsday's not Starkiller?
no,
Starkiller's just a stupid base now?
kind of.
All right. So yeah, Kevin Feige working on Star Wars, possibly.
Into it. I will watch. Great. I mean, I'm gonna see any. Well, I say that I still haven't seen Solo.
That shocks me. That's on Netflix.
No, yeah, I don't have time to watch things.
I guess that's fair.
Like,
We have
what
to
do you
move
expect-
him tonight.
What do you expect me to do? Put down my phone and stop browsing Reddit to actually consume media instead of stress out about what media I should be consuming
Yes, I do expect that.
until 10 o'clock at night? And I'm like, crap, now I have to go to bed.
See, YouTube's always there for me.
See, no, that's exactly what he's talking about getting away from.
Yeah. But I've seen
I'm
so
not
much binging with Babish now.
Same.
I love binging. I love Babish.
Babish
all right.
showed up on Good Mythical Morning not too long ago, and it was like my world's colliding.
He's shown up on like everything. Babish is all over the place. That
He
dude
is.
is
He's the
hot.
best.
He's real hot right now.
Have you seen any of the new hot ones?
I saw the one with Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah. And then Ashton Kutcher.
I saw they released one with Ashton
His
Kutcher. I haven't
came out
watched
the
it.
other day.
All right.
I still haven't
No.
seen the Shy one.
Not the Shia one's actually pretty good. Shia is a weird dude. news to no one.
Yeah.
Shia is a weird dude, but I like him. All right. So anyway, back to actual news here. We got a trailer for El Camino, the Breaking Bad movie. And did you actually watch the trailer now?
Yeah, I did.
It's so good.
Looks so good.
Yeah.
I don't
Poor Jesse
watch,
Pinkman.
I don't want to watch this movie.
Or maybe not poor Jesse Pinkman. Maybe Jesse Pinkman about to get his.
No,
In
he's
fairness,
not though.
in the time though that has passed from the show to this movie releasing, Jesse Pinkman has clearly not had a good run.
I think this looks like it picks up right after.
Yeah, it looks like it's literally him. Like he crashed through the neo-Nazi camp door, and this is literally like maybe 30 miles later.
No, fair enough.
Yeah, because I think he like shows up at Skinny Pete's.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
Like that's where he fled to
and he had the same haircut that he did
in the finale.
in the finale. I know that's a really weird like thing to notice, but that's what I know.
No, I mean,
But
that's
it is.
fair.
But also,
It's been so long since I've seen the finale. I just assumed this was
No,
significantly
Every
later.
year I tell myself I'm going to go back through and watch Breaking Bad, and then I realize I really don't want to put myself through that again.
yeah, it's very upsetting.
It's very upsetting. It's a very long. That's a long rewatch.
Skip the Fly episode.
And it's not one of those things where I can just throw it on in the background.
No, you got to because you got to watch.
Yeah.
yeah, because there's a lot of details.
I watched a 10-minute compilation
plant.
video on YouTube the other night of every person that died in Breaking Bad.
That's a lot of watching too.
Not really.
The,
when you think about it.
but it's also not to say that it doesn't start right where it leaves off and then there's a time skip. But so that's possible. But
Right. We'll
I
have
don't
to see
know.
how it goes.
I'm gonna watch it. I'm probably gonna love it.
Yeah.
But it's also I'm very aware that it's probably gonna break my heart.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to emotionally prepare for that.
You just want to go see that.
I need
one
to
in the
do my
theater
I
together?
need to do my Last of Us playthrough. Like it's gonna be a rough October for me, guys.
You just want to watch that? Oh no, it's Netflix. It's not a theater release.
Yeah, well, limited release in theaters, but
Oh.
I can
not
almost
here.
guarantee
Well,
it
no,
won't
I
be
can
in
just watch it at home by myself, and then we can text each other. We'll schedule a viewing party independently of each other. Be like, press play now, and then we can text each other
You could-
afterwards.
So yeah,
Let's just go to the same house and watch it, but it's whatever.
we could have
El
popcorn
Camino, when's
pizza
it come out? Did we get a date?
on October 15th.
I think.
I think.
Oh, that's so sweet.
I'm not honestly positive.
I'm not ready
Like,
to hurt again. Like I'm not. Like let's just be honest.
All right. Well, while Dalton's looking that up again, we got a trailer for The King's Man.
Ooh, yeah, we did.
And I mean, like, I was already hyped for this movie because like that's the kind of individual I am. And I'm anything Kingsman, throw it at me. Like I'm fine. Like
is your franchise.
This is my franchise. Like I'm just gonna. This is like good Fast and the Furious.
October 11th, 2018.
When are they going to space?
October 11th.
Yeah.
Nice.
So not you have a week and almost 2 weeks before it comes out.
11 days.
Yep.
So yeah, no, and I say like good Fast and Furious in that, folks, I'm not comparing the two franchises. They are very different movies. It's just I like it. Fast and Furious movies, very much a guilty pleasure for me.
They're turn your brain off enjoyment.
They are terrible films. I love them.
Oh, they're not. They're not even bad. Like they're good movies. Like
Yeah.
they're
Are
well
they?
made. Yeah.
I mean, they're not. It's
They're
not high
fun
art.
action movie. Yeah, it's not like it's not going to win awards, but you're
Unless
making
Big
it sound like it's
Explosion was
seriously-
an award. Big Explosion, it has.
No,
yeah.
no, it's like you're making it sound like it's a Michael Bay movie.
Oh well.
And I think there's more to. I genuinely
leaning.
think some of those characters, like there's enough heart in that movie that I think I think it's a leap above like a Michael Bay movie or like the Fast and the Furious movies, and even how much better those have gotten over the years.
And again, you're talking to somebody that loves those movies, so
Yeah.
like it's one of those things like I can't defend those movies. I just accept that nobody else likes. Okay, that's not true. They make stupid amounts of money. Lots of other people like them.
It's an AR level. Like Michael Bay's first grade AR level. You're looking like a third grade level book. Yeah.
It's not that nobody else likes them. It's no one else likes them as much as you do.
Yeah.
It's me and John Wick. I understand that these are the greatest movies ever made. Everyone else is wrong.
See,
But I also
I-
recognize that, like even outside like unbiased, like no, those are just really great action movies.
yeah.
And I would not say Fast and Furious is to me what John Wick is to you. Like Kingsman is definitely more that.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Kingsman.
Oh, I was talking about Fast and Furious the whole time. Yeah.
Nope, I'm talking about Kingsman. I thought you were talking about Kingsman.
No, and I was like, wow.
Never-
I was like, wow, I cannot believe that Ace is over here defending Fast and Furious.
No. I think that those are better than Michael Bay movies. Not as big of a step as the Kingsman movies.
Because the Kingsman movies are a significant step above Michael Bay.
See, and that's what I was talking
yes.
about.
No, I completely agree with you
I
there.
was curious why you were talking down on like.
Oh no,
your
I will
favorite
never.
franchise
I will never talk down on Kingsman.
That's why I was so confused.
I was reading Fast and Furious whenever you were talking down about it because I was like,
yeah, I was also talking. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Because I was definitely still talking about Fast and Furious. Like that because it started with my disclaimer that I'm not saying that Fast and Furious is anywhere near comparable to Kingsman. It's just that
because you really can't turn your brain off during Kingsman. There are scenes where you can turn your brains off, but like there's some actual stuff going on in those movies. There's some substance.
Yeah, and it was really, really enjoyable substance.
Yeah.
Kingsman
Phenomenal
2
substance.
And the dinner scene.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
When he's looking through the glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That wasn't okay. And it was one of those things like if you aren't paying attention, you don't understand what just happened or what's going on, then yeah, it's like it's whatever. But when you know those characters and you're like, oh, the most interesting dynamic on this entire and this franchise just like took a substantial turn.
Yep. Very significant. God, I love that movie. And the first Kingsman.
Oh, they're both so good.
Mm-hmm.
Both so good. Remember, I made Dalton watch the first one for the first time here in the studio, and he wouldn't watch it, and I was like, no, I'm coming to the store.
We're watching it.
I will hold you down.
Boy, did he enjoy it.
Oh, I loved it.
It's really good. Yeah, it's
wow, I almost trevored so hard.
You just stared out. You started seeing the fireworks coming from the.
Oh, little tink tink.
Oh my God, it's so good. Like that franchise is so good, and the Kingsman.
She had a sword for a leg. I almost said sword for a shield. That doesn't work that way.
She had swords for feet. Mm-hmm. So anyway,
same diff.
Either way, yeah, we got the Kingsman. So this one is definitely a World War era film. Looks super cool. They put war pigs to the background of this trailer. Looks like it's going to be very Rasputin heavy. Or he's going to play a significant role in the movie, which cool, because that's a cool character in history. Nah.
I thought Rasputin was going to be. So I haven't seen the trailer, so I thought Rasputin was a code name.
Nope.
And it was like
straight up Rasputin.
It's like that doesn't fit the overall tone, the code naming scheme that we've gotten so far. But cool. Nope, just full on Rasputin. Yeah. That's neat. Is he a good guy?
Do what?
Is he a good guy?
No.
Maybe shrug emoji.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Who
like
knows?
the trailer does not give away a whole lot, but probably not.
Except that I want to watch this movie.
Mm-hmm. Want to watch this movie real bad.
We have chewed up so much time in filming movies.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and then the last little bit in this section, due to an unresolvable creative difference, Ghost Rider is on hold, the Hulu series.
Okay.
So as of right now, I've been seeing a lot of stuff posting that it's canceled. It's not canceled, but it's probably.
But if you think it's gonna happen, I got a bridge to sell you in Brooklyn.
It's it's probably not gonna happen for a while.
It's like we didn't even bother to put it on the news roundup, but the Uncharted movie got another director.
Yeah, if you think that movie's still happening,
like the legit fifth or sixth director to sign on to this project. So
with the third script, no, that's bad. All right, this next portion podcast brought to you by our friends at Villainous Grounds in Perryville, Missouri. Please stop by there for all of your comic book needs. Dark Horse has announced they are working on a Cuphead graphic novel. Cuphead Comic Capers and Curios. It's going to be written by Zach Keller with art by Sean Dickinson. It's going to be released June 17th, 2020 at a price point of $10.99. And will be the first of, they're going to try and work on a few more. It's not going to be the regular comic book size, it's actual graphic novel sized.
Okay.
So they're going to release, bigger, basically, usually that's 3 comic book worth of book when they release it like that, especially from Dark Horse and IDW.
I just have the same reaction to this as I did the cartoon of that's cool for the people that like it, but for me the lore is the thing I cared least about Cuphead.
Yeah, you like that gameplay?
That gameplay and the music was amazing.
That's fair. Fair.
But it didn't give me a great reason to really care about the world.
No, I get you. Well, maybe this will give
maybe the comics and the TV show will expand on that, and it'll be super cool. But
yep. All right, and then we got a couple of rumors here that are going to be expounded on probably in New York Comic Con coming up this week. It starts October 3rd, so a few days before New York Comic Con.
That's my birthday.
Tinian the Fourth said that there was going to be a special announcement about Something is Killing the Children that's going to be exclusive to his whatever panel they're doing for it, and I am not okay.
Canceled already. No.
There's a line. And you just long jumped past it, my friend.
You messed up.
So anyway, we're gonna find out more about it at New York Comic Con probably. But the two big rumors with pretty substantial evidence behind them: Guardians of the Galaxy is getting relaunched in 2020, likely after this story that Donny Cates is telling. We talked about it last week or the week before. Mm-hmm. There's this big culminating event happening in between Guardians of the Galaxy, Thanos, Silver Surfer Black, and there's another book involved in that too. Big, huge event happening with that. Donny Cates is working on it. Once that is over, they're relaunching Guardians of the Galaxy with Zach Keller. Nope, that's the wrong line. Matt Rosenberg and Teenie Howard is the rumor, which are both writers. Mm-hmm. So I don't know exactly what they're going to be doing. If it's going to be like Rosenberg's going to start it, then it's going to move to Teenie Howard, vice versa.
I still need to read that book I bought on Friday, the Teenie Howard book with the super cool team.
Oh,
I don't remember what it's called.
Oh man, I can't either. I don't remember.
I'll look it up real quick.
Because the team was something awesome. It was all I can remember right now is Winter Soldier.
Yeah, it's not. It's Winter Soldier. It is Angela, Spider-Woman.
Yes.
Blade.
Yes. Wiccan.
And Hellstrom.
Yeah, that was the team. We did it. I don't remember what it was called though.
Super Awesome Happy Fun Time.
I mean, that's an awesome team. So yes,
I just took a guess at the name. Am I right?
No.
Oh,
not even close.
Well, I tried.
You did try. There was an attempt.
Yeah.
So yeah, that one's coming, and then the Young Avengers is getting relaunched, likely taking over the place of Champions, since the reason for the Champions' existence isn't really a thing anymore.
The Young Avengers book in Marvel Now is good.
The one with Hulkling and Wiccan?
I think so, yeah. I liked that one a lot.
They might be back. Who knows?
I might pick that one up. That was a random book that I picked up. I think one of the guys from Comic Book Men really liked that book, and they're like,
Young Avengers is super popular as long as you're okay with, gay stuff. I mean that literally, not
that was a big
I'm not going back to the 2000s. It's
no.
There was representation.
There.
Yes.
I'm an Iceman fan.
Yeah,
that's literally that was like the whole one of the first issue ones.
Yeah, one of the big Iceman arcs recently has been him struggling with that, which is cool. And it's and there was a lot of that was a huge plot point in the Young Avengers, in that run that you're talking about, was the homosexuality, which is really cool. It was a cool story.
I hate that you had to clarify that because I didn't even think about it.
Honestly, I didn't either until I said it.
Yeah, after it came out of your mouth, and I was like, why is he? Oh, because all right, I get. There it is.
As soon as I said
you
it,
just
I was
phrased
like,
it poorly.
Yeah, as soon as I said it, I was like, nope, I can't phrase it like that.
Yeah, it was poor phrasing, but it was phrasing that I understood, and I was like, oh yeah, no, I know what you're saying.
I'm hoping. I think everybody knows. My
the 4-minute
intention.
Backtrack is
it was just basically after I said it, I was like, right, homophobia is a thing. We were talking about this on Thursday.
Yeah.
And Strike Force.
Strike Force.
That's the name of the team. So that's the cover we saw. And I was like,
that's awesome.
Yeah, and I was like, I am interested in this. Even though I don't really I like all of these characters, but I don't particularly care about them. But them put together, I am intrigued.
Yeah, no, it sounds like it could be a real edgelordy team.
and we've covered
that's his jam.
Yeah, I'm all there for it.
And then they talked about it a little bit on Wednesday, so check that for more information. But just the headline out there: Chris Jericho and AEW are partnering with DC Comics,
and it's not just Chris Jericho; it's just AEW in general. because there have been a number of images released. Like I think Nyla Rose got one.
I think so. Yeah.
The last one was Cody and Pharaoh, which looks awesome. But it's someone else just got one too, and I can't remember who. Was it Jungle Boy?
So AEW, while he was trying to think of this, is if you didn't recognize those names, it's wrestling.
Yeah.
So when I said last Wednesday, Pro Wrestling Unscripted, they covered that last Wednesday a little bit.
Yeah, this is the new company being started up by the Young Bucks and Cody Rhodes, with the owner of the Jacksonville Jaguars, Tony Khan, and it is actually having its TV premiere this Wednesday, TNT.
So there you go. So yeah, if you guys are interested at all and maybe jumping in on wrestling, those guys are talented.
And there might be something cool coming from DC Comics involved in it, because it is official DC Comics like licensed artwork that is being released. It's not just, an artist from DC is doing this. Like there seems to be something more there. It's just we don't know.
Yeah, DC has worked out some kind of deal with them.
Yep.
Right. David, I would like it on my pull list, please. Whatever it is, if it's a book. I mean, they already know to put wrestling stuff in there. I have Glow #1 for that reason. Mm-hmm. But I would really like for that to be a thing. Because that Chris Jericho artwork was pretty baller.
No, it's all looked really, really good.
Yeah. All right. So this last portion of the podcast brought to you by Press Start to Join. You can find all of their content, including their social media links and past episodes, at ps2jshow.com. All right. So Call of Duty Modern Warfare has got some news in the last week, and it ain't been good. Starting out, we had a leak that it's looking like there are going to be weapons locked behind supply drops again.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you know anything about me, like the fact that that's not the biggest news to come out of Modern Warfare, the biggest piece of bad news from me, like that's significant. That means this next piece is real bad, and it is. They have announced this is not a rumor. This is confirmed. This is official.
It was in the fine print of the state of play.
That Spec Ops Survival Mode, one of the game modes in Modern Warfare, will be exclusive to the PlayStation 4 for a year until October 2020.
Yep, I think it is like October 1st, 2020. So literally like 2 weeks shy of a year.
Right. Yeah. It's effectively a year.
And it's the thing of they talked about, and there was a big thing on the subreddit that reached the front page of Black Ops 4, of this is going to be the longest supported Call of Duty game ever.
Oh my God, yeah.
And then it's like, hey, by the way, less than a full calendar year later, we're announcing our final DLC, our final
of the Black Ops season.
Yeah, of the Black Ops season. So, and
it's because Treyarch's got the next game. They took out Sledgehammer from the rotation. Mm-hmm. So it's Modern Warfare's Infinity Ward, and then Treyarch's going to be the one after it.
Probably Black Ops 5. And
so I imagine that the original plan was that Treyarch was going to continue supporting Black Ops 4 through Modern Warfare Year 1. Mm-hmm. And then after that, Sledgehammer releases their game. They're now 2 games old. They're going to start working on their next game. But I think that may have been the original plan. That might be me giving them way too much credit.
Yeah, and this bums me out. I enjoy, ever since you guys got me into the Call of Duty franchise with Black Ops 3, mm-hmm. I've really enjoyed it. And because it gives us an excuse to kind of get together and play. I ended up having fun with those games. And, I genuinely kind of think, all right, I might pick it up on Black Friday.
Oh, you're going to pull the Dalton special?
But even then, I don't know. Because depending on how many more shady loot box stuff that they pull after, 2 months after release... Because that's when all this is going to roll out. They did the same thing with Black Ops 4. Activision did the same thing with Crash Team Racing. They waited until the game came out and the reviews were out before they added the microtransactions to it.
Well, but you know what I'm trying to say. What got added to Crash Team Racing?
I don't know what it is, but I know I don't because I'm not familiar enough with the
game.
It
was specific characters were locked behind loot boxes.
Were they?
Yeah.
Oh.
But it was DLC characters. It wasn't you had your roster.
Yeah, you had the roster, and then the way they added characters to the game was through loot boxes.
Okay.
If I remember right, that's what it was.
I can't confirm or deny.
But if that is true, middle finger.
I just remember the story coming out of hey, so they're adding this complete packaged game. We're adding loot boxes after it's already been out, and we didn't talk about it beforehand.
Yep.
So and then between because I put it on Twitter, I was I am not now more likely to buy it on PS4. I'm just less likely to buy it.
Yep.
Because that's shady. And granted, it's maybe 3% of the game I'm missing out on. Because there's other modes in Spec Ops that are coming day and date across every platform. It's just the one survival mode
Yeah.
that's being locked behind that 1 year exclusivity.
And in complete fairness, like I'm probably not interested in these Spec Ops modes at all.
Yeah.
Like this is a mode that otherwise like I would not be interested in whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like the idea of supporting that content. I'm not going to support that full price.
Right.
I might support it if like, you know, the sales are so abysmal that it goes down to $20 on Black Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Like I might run out and grab it. If I don't have to be out early in the morning. Like if I can go 5 p.m. to Best Buy, grab it for $20.
And they still got 6 copies ready to go.
Right.
Or like
then,
do it online at this point cuz
probably either one. Yeah, if I can do that, then cool.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not going to pay full price for this game at this point, especially like guns being behind loot boxes drives me up a wall. Like I'm completely fine with loot boxes. Like I understand why they're a problem. Like me personally, I don't have an issue with loot boxes so long as all that's behind the loot boxes is cosmetics.
Yeah.
The way that it blows my mind that they've regressed so far since World War II.
Yeah.
The way that game did the microtransactions, I thought was amazing.
The way they did the
Because
loot boxes in general in that one were amazing.
The loot boxes were all cosmetic.
Yep.
For one, you had you had plenty of ways in game to earn them.
Mm-hmm.
You had like hourly challenges, daily challenges, weekly challenges. Those all rewarded you with loot boxes. You could do like you could level up, and when you leveled up, you got the loot boxes, things like that.
Yep.
And then you look at Black Ops 4 and the tier system on top of the loot boxes.
That was gross.
'Cause
On
they
top
just-
of the black market being, it's not cool stuff anymore. It's literally just you can't just
it's palette swaps and stuff.
Yeah,
and and they straight up like jacked the tier system from Fortnite.
except they did it in the worst way because
Yes.
in Fortnite, if you there are tiers, and to advance those tiers, you complete challenges. Get 10 headshots with a sniper, loot 5 treasure chests in a specific area on the map. You know, but in Black Ops, it was literally
Put time into
you
game.
just have to put time in a game mode.
Yep. In any game mode, and it worked across, but except for zombies.
Yeah, no, it had to be multiplayer.
Yeah,
because zombies didn't count.
It had to be either the multiplayer or the Fortnite version, the Battle Royale version.
Yeah.
Like either way, like, and it wasn't like anything you did in game did nothing to advance or slow down. Like it was just flat time in match.
If I went, 0-12, and Jesse went 25-0, we made the same progression in the tier system.
Yep. Which
If we were in the same game and he totally he was on the winning team, I lost, I got no kills, I put the controller down and went AFK, I progressed as much as the person who actually played and excelled.
And a lot of people figuring that out started.
Yep.
Like we got so many matches like after that tier system first started where people were just like they would go into a game and they would walk off and do something else because they
would move around on the controller enough to not get kicked.
Yeah, like I saw some people posting on Reddit like how they're playing Call of Duty Black Ops 4. They had a rubber band strapped around the left stick.
Yep.
Just like so it's constantly moving. It won't get kicked for inactivity. So
that's worse than me computer playing all of my Injustice 2 things.
Well, yeah,
significantly.
Because I'm not affecting anybody else's game.
So it was just, it was terrible because somebody had calculated it out, and there was no way for someone working like a full-time job to get like all the way through that progression system without and simultaneously have a recommended amount of sleep.
Essentially, you had to have put enough time. You had to put the same amount of time in Call of Duty as it would have been a full-time job.
Yeah, in order to get all the way through that progression system.
You could pay.
Yep, or you could drop cash. Which, in fairness, it's
and I don't have a problem with that. It's just the fact that it was time locked.
And
it's so egregious that you had to clearly they don't want you to earn it. They want you to just say, "Screw it! I'll just give you money."
And it's one of those things like it was all cosmetic through it.
Yeah,
like you weren't getting extra guns or anything like that. You were getting skins for guns, but you didn't unlock any actual weapons.
I think there were guns in it.
There may have been eventually, but I think by the time
I think there were special versions of guns that were in it because I remember being confused as wait, what's this LMG that is not listed?
I thought those were just the cosmetic changes. But
it might have been.
And also I think you played Black Ops 4 for a little bit longer than I did, and maybe they had announced guns or something like that in one of them. I'm not sure. Regardless, I'm generally okay with it, except it was one of those things where it was outright like you didn't feel like you were being rewarded for playing. Like I actually got mad when a game went a game would go super quick. Like if we beat someone super fast, it's like, well, crap. Now we got to wait to get back into another match. Mm-hmm. And that gave us almost nothing towards our progression. And I really want these super sweet synthwave upgrades that are in this tier list, but I'm not going to drop money on it. So yeah, it was not rewarding as a player. They wanted you to spend money, and if you didn't spend money, F you. And you just didn't get the stuff. And then they had the black market where you couldn't. There's nothing you could do in game to earn what was in the black market. Eventually, they would put some of that stuff on that like tier list thing, but otherwise, you just had to spend money on it, and it wasn't even like cool looking stuff. Just bad microtransactions.
There were guns in the tier systems. Most of the guns introduced after the release were in loot boxes, but some of them were also in tier systems.
Gross. Stop.
Yeah.
Stop. Why?
Get out of here.
Why? Oh my God. So yeah, I'm probably not going to buy this game, especially if weapons are going to be in supply drops again. Like go back to World War II. Like why is Treyarch getting another game and skipping Sledge? Because Sledgehammer is the one that gave us World War II.
Maybe that's why.
That one didn't
maybe they didn't make as many microtransactions as
Black Ops 4.
Yeah.
I think that's probably just because World War II wasn't bought as much as Black Ops 4. Definitely was not bought as much as Black Ops 4. But Modern Warfare, like this one might be the least purchased Call of Duty game in a while. I don't know. We'll have to see. So that's the situation going on with that. Respawn Games, the original Infinity Ward, gave us Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare.
And Titanfall.
Yes, they did move to Titanfall and Titanfall 2, and Apex Legends. They are working on Medal of Honor Above and Beyond. Will be exclusive to the Oculus Rift S in 2020. So it's a VR-only game, but yeah.
I actually wrote in a question about this to Kind of Funny, and the general manager of IGN answered it.
Huh.
So that was kind of neat.
What was the question?
I just thought, like, okay, so is this worth it, essentially? Like, okay, Medal of Honor has not really been a named a legitimate franchise in several years, a very long time. Even though like with the last
one was Warfighter, I
whatever
think.
It was like it's just like it's constantly been overshadowed by these other franchises. Do you think that they're gonna it's gonna be something different? And if so, like if this ends up being successful, do you think this could lead to a trend of not lesser known IPs, but IPs that have kind of fallen off of people's radar, coming forward now or coming back into relevancy, but in that VR space?
Could be.
Because they even announced, and one of the things that they brought up is they just announced the VR game, like Channel 5 something that's at the State of Play. It's the blue-haired girl, and it's like a dancing
I have no idea.
rhythm-based game, I think. I don't know what it's called. But like that's coming back in VR. So, yeah. And they made a good point of, oh no, this is Respawn, and Respawn doesn't just kind of crap stuff out.
Yeah, which is true. And Medal of Honor was like it hasn't come out in a while. It used to be like how Call of Duty would have Infinity Ward and Treyarch working on something. Mm-hmm. EA was releasing Battlefield one year and then Medal of Honor the next. And then eventually they swapped to like they just wanted to do Battlefield every year, and they had different devs working on different Battlefield games. Mm-hmm. And that's where we ended up with like the Battlefield Hardline, I think. Was that the one that was the...
I don't remember.
Basically cops and robbers?
Yeah, that was Hardline.
Yeah. I genuinely... I know very little about... The only one that I played was the one on GameCube.
The only Medal of Honor?
Yeah.
Or the only Battlefield?
The only Medal of Honor. I've played less Battlefield.
Because I think the Medal of Honor game, the last one we got was Warfighter, I want to say. And then the next one to come out, like that would have come out for Medal of Honor, was Battlefield Hardline. And that didn't sell for anything, because it was a very different kind of game than traditional Battlefield. And that upset a lot of the Battlefield hardcore
I thought it
folks.
Looked cool. Like, I wanted to play it, but...
I thought the premise sounded really cool, but apparently the gameplay wasn't all that great, so I didn't bother with it.
So 2007 was Medal of Honor Airborne, and Medal of Honor Heroes 2, and then Medal of Honor Vanguard. 3 Medal of Honor games came out in 2007. One for the PS2, one for the PS3, one for the PSP.
And that was before the Battlefield rotation.
In 2010, Medal of Honor was rebooted from Danger Close Games, EA Digital Illusions, and that came out on PS3. In 2012, Medal of Honor Warfighter was done by Danger Close Games for the PS3 and 360, that generation. And then 2020, Medal of Honor Above and Beyond will be the first game in 8 years.
Yeah, because they did.
I didn't think it had been that long. Holy crap!
Yeah, Warfighter was a long time ago.
I genuinely thought there was a Medal of Honor game on this generation of consoles.
Nope.
And there has not been. I mean, it's towards the end of
it was
the PS3 generation. I was close. But.
So yeah, it's one of those, like, it could have been a PS3, PS4 game, but
yeah, they could have made it a launch title.
Just
potentially,
shy of.
but
because it was about. I think it came out 2 years later. 2014 was the launch of the.
Was it? Okay.
Current gen, I think.
all right,
I think.
Remaster.
It was either 2013, 2014, like late 2013, early. I think it may have been late 2013. Was the Xbox One and PS4.
November 15th, 2013 was the PS4.
Bam.
Jesus.
So yeah, late
doesn't seem that long
2013 was the Xbox One and PS4 because Xbox One was exactly 1 week after the PlayStation 4. So yeah, no, that's Medal of Honor. That's stuff. All right, and the last little bit of news, then we're gonna jump off here because we are at time. Death Stranding is complete and has gone gold. So I mean, that's not really something we need to talk about. That's just something out there, and that'll
baby
wrap up
will
the
talk
show.
to you through the controller.
It will talk to you through the controller. The controller speakers are going to be utilized for the first time in a while. Since I guess Horizon Zero Dawn would have been the last one. Yes.
So the breaking news, and there's not a lot to talk about because we don't know why or what's happening. Sean Layden is leaving PlayStation. Someone posted a picture side by side of that huge Game Awards moment where Sean Layden, Reggie, and Phil Spencer are standing on stage together, and directly next to it is Thanos getting ready to snap.
Oh,
I'ma do it.
And Phil Spencer remains. All right, that's gonna do it for our show, guys. We'll see you next time.